Ilu ochianu mi Mitzrayim, ochianu mi Mitzrayim, dayenu, 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 dayenu. Ilu natananu et HaShabbat, natananu et HaShabbat, dayenu. Ilu natananu et HaTorah, natananu et HaTorah, dayenu, 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 dayenu.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Rabbi Barry Silver with Congregation Va-Dor. It's my pleasure to welcome you once again to our Shabbat celebration, and this week also we're celebrating the tail end of Passover. So if you missed the Passover celebration before and still haven't quite absorbed its message, don't let this holiday pass over you without absorbing its wonderful contents. It's important on Passover that everyone's got a Haggadah so we can say the right things. But what are the right things? Well, Passover is one of those holidays which has a message that is eternal. It talks about the liberation of the Jewish people. And this liberation is continuing to go on today. Still, people are living in this world who are not free. And so we have a lot of work to do on this Passover to make sure that all are free. What Passover also tells us is that even if we live in America and even if we don't have physical chains upon us, we are still shackled. We are still enslaved by bad ideas and by different forces in this world. The goal of Passover is to achieve a true liberation of the mind, of the spirit, of the heart. Throughout this Passover celebration tonight, we will endeavor to engage in a spiritual journey from slavery unto freedom. To help us in this wonderful journey, in this quest, we have Marion and Bernie Bernstein, who will be leading us in the lighting of the candles, and Ed Gomez and Sharon Leibovitz, who will lead us in the Kiddush. I just want to say it's a pleasure to have all of them helping us. We thank them, especially Ed Gomez and Sharon Leibovitz, who have been working hard and diligently since the very earliest days of this congregation for decades. We are very grateful to them and grateful to Sharon for making this Shabbat celebration possible. And now, let the celebration begin.
Shalom. It has been said, you shall keep the flame burning in the altar continually. It shall not go out.
In this spirit, will we keep alive within us the flame of faith.
And in this spirit, we kindle the Shabbat and Yom Tov lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvoto v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat b'Yom Tov.
May we be blessed with joy.
May we be blessed with light.
May we be blessed with peace. My vision for our country, where there is hope of change, where there is no one homeless, no hunger, fear, or pain.
A vision for our people. They are working everywhere. No bigotry or hatred for anyone to bear. May this be the time when the pandemic ends.
May we all be blessed with good health. May our families and friends be able to get together. And may the congregation, Va-Dor, find and flourish in a new home. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. All Jewish celebrations, from holidays to weddings, include wine as a symbol of our joy, and Shabbat is no exception. The Kiddush, which means sanctification, marks Shabbat as sacred time. We recite the blessing over the wine before sipping it, which is sweet, making our holiday of Shabbat just a little bit sweeter.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Ore pori hagafim.
Amen. L'chaim. Shabbat Shalom. We hope to see you all on April 17th at our outdoor Shabbat together again. And we hope you're all healthy, happy, and being safe and well. We look forward to seeing you and miss you. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Pesach Sameach.
Shabbat Shalom.
In Judaism, every prayer is really just a thank you for our blessings. Even if you don't know a word of Hebrew, if you just understand the concept of having an attitude of gratitude every single day for all we have, you'll really understand what all these prayers are about. On Passover, we have dayenu. It's a beautiful, wonderful word and a beautiful song. Dayenu is one word, but it means so much. It means if we just had one of the things which we have been given, that would be enough for us to be grateful. Sadly, many people are not grateful. No matter how much they have, it's never enough. Always focusing on what they don't have. Dayenu reminds us to focus on what we do have and to derive joy from that. Is this just to make us a good person so that we can be good to others? Actually, it is the source of all happiness for ourselves. The best thing we can do for ourselves to achieve happiness is to rejoice in what we have. I often say, what would you pay for our senses? Because of COVID-19, some have lost the sense of smell. Some people think, well, that's the most unimportant of all, who cares? But when you lose it, you realize how very special and how wondrous that sense is. What about the sense of taste? What would you pay for the sense of taste if you didn't have it? What would you pay for the sense of hearing? How much money would you pay for sight or for touch? On Passover, we try to get a whiff and a taste of freedom as we hear the ancient callings of our prophets and have visions and sights of what this world could be like as we try to get in touch with ancient ancestors and with their incredible, indomitable spirit and joyous celebration of life. As we celebrate this life and we hear these prayers, let us give thanks for all that we have. And even if you don't understand all the words of the Hebrew prayers, if you can understand how grateful we should be, then you really get a good sense of what these prayers are all about.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach she'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים. במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו, ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Va'ed.
I dream of home on my own. Through the sands I walk alone. Wish away across the sea. Maybe one day I'll be free.
Hey, you! Get back to work! Come on! Let me hear you!
I've been building these pyramids for hundreds of years, and I'm like, forget you. And all these chains on my back, they just bring me to tears, and I'm like, forget you. And dayenu said, if I was free, you think I'd still be here? Well, you sure got some chutzpah. And since you give me no rest, I'll be off on my quest. Well, forget you. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm in a hurry, but that don't mean I can't bake my bread. Yeah, you're just a matzah. Think I'll be on my way instead. Me and my crew, we've had enough of you. You're going somewhere better. Well, be sure to pack your swag. Oh, I've got some news for you. Yeah, you messing with the children of Israel. I've been building these pyramids for hundreds of years, and I'm like, forget you. And all these chains on my back, they just bring me to tears, and I'm like, forget you. And
Shabbat Pesach. I must be dreaming, we waiting for so long. We breaking free, going back where we belong. Listen up, reach out your hands. It's time to let my people go to the promised land.
Home,
Come on.
coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Let the sea wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my freedom awaits.
Freedom, baby.
Take control of my own fate.
Can you feel it?
Coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Money
I'm
Stunner.
coming home. Coming home.
On this
Tell
night,
the world I'm coming home.
who knows
Let
one?
the joy wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my freedom awaits.
Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Can you feel it?
Tell the world I'm coming home.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם.
There was once a rabbi who was visiting a synagogue. He celebrated Shabbat, but afterwards he felt unfulfilled. When asked why, he said, there were too many prayers in that building, and I couldn't hear myself think. My prayers couldn't get out of the building. You see, my friends, sometimes we think petty thoughts. We have ideas and problems churning around in our mind, and they prevent us from ascending towards lofty ideals. On Passover, we're told to remove the clutter from our homes. Even more important is to remove the clutter from our minds and our hearts, from the most important sanctuary, the human heart and the greatest tabernacle, the human mind. This Passover, it's not too late. Don't let this holiday pass over you without being able to cleanse your mind of small, petty thoughts, and to be able to fill that vacuum after those thoughts are gone with lofty, noble ideals of love and generosity and kindness of spirit. This holiday celebrates the spring planting. Let us plant seeds of growth in our mind so that we can reap a bountiful harvest on this Passover and Shabbat.
מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה רבקה Leah v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi shebeirach avotenu, mi shebeirach imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Im tirtzu, ein zo Haggadah, ein zo Haggadah, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, בארץ ציון, בירושלים תרצו, אם תרצו, אין זו אגדה, אין זו אגדה, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, בארץ ציון וירושלים.
Our Torah reading this Shabbat is from the book of Leviticus, a parsha called Shmini, which means the eighth, describing events occurring in a narrative on the eighth day. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach, Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, ונתן לנו את תורתו, ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה. ויקחו בני אהרון נדב ואביהו, איש מחתכו. And the children of Aaron took out fire to place upon their fire pans. These two children, Nadav and Avihu. Vayidnu behen ish, V'yasimu aleha ketochet. They placed fire upon these fire pans, as well as incense. V'yakrivu lifnei Adonai esh zara. It's not really explained what this means, but they placed what's called in the Torah strange fire upon the fire pans. Asher lo tziva otam, which was not commanded of them. V'tetzeh esh min lifnei Adonai v'tu'achol otam. And a fire came out from before the Lord and consumed them utterly. Vayamutu lifnei Adonai. And they died there on the spot before God. Vayomer Moshe el Aharon. And Moses says to Aaron, Hu asher diber Adonai lemor, v'karvei akadesh, v'al panai chol ha'am achabed. Not very sympathetic, Moses says to Aaron, after he just lost his two sons in such a shocking and spontaneous manner. Moses says to him, this is what God means when he says that I will be honored by those closest to me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu turat emet, v'chai olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
El malei rachamim שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים. את נשמות כל אלה שהזכרנו היום לברכה, תסתירם בסתר כנפיך על עולמים, ותצרור בצרור החיים את נשמותיכם, וינוחו על משכבותם ושלום.
At the rising of the sun and at its going down, we will remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we will remember them. And in rebirth of springtime, to sun and warmth in summer, to the rustling autumn leaves, we will remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, when we have fallen and are sick at heart, when we have joys we yearn to share, then we remember them. As long as we live, they also shall live, for they are now part of us, as we remember them, as we remember them, as we remember them.
My friends, this is one of those Torah readings that drives the literalists crazy, trying to figure out a rationale to explain why would God kill the two sons of Aaron for apparently no reason. They speculated many different reasons why this could be. Some have said, well, God has his own reasons and there's no way we could know. Others say, oh, these sons were haughty and arrogant, even though the text doesn't say anything of the kind. Oh, they gave an improper type of fire. What does that mean? Improper fire. There's no explanation for it. If you don't take the Torah literally, it's quite simple. We just chalk this up to primitive ways of thinking about an angry, vicious God. They offer up incense and fire pans, and for some reason they are killed. We can say that God was perhaps incensed with their incense or fired up by their fire, or maybe he wanted to wreak pandemonium on their fire pans. Who knows? But what we do know is that once we're liberated from this concept that this is an inerrant Bible, we are free to interpret it in ways that make sense and are rationally satisfying. The Passover story is a wonderful one. And I don't want to just confine ourselves to this Torah reading. I'd like to share a little bit about Passover. We say, let all who are hungry come and eat. Except if you live in Georgia and you're voting. Then, too bad. You're not allowed to share any food or drink with these people. You know, these laws that we have in the United States, it's really sad to see what's happening to our democracy. We have become enslaved by political parties that just crave power like Pharaoh and see people as objects and don't even recognize their right to vote. Yes, we were liberated from Egypt thousands of years ago, but slavery and indoctrination still rears its ugly head. We are still plagued with gun violence, which holds all of us hostage, keeps all of us enslaved. From now on in the United States, our lives are not free. We're at the mercy of deranged lunatics who can get weapons of mass destruction as easy as you would go and buy a candy bar at the store. They are ubiquitous, these weapons. Anyone can get their hands on it. And we just have to hope and pray that they'll decide not to take our life. Maybe they'll take the lives of others, but wherever they go, we are not free in the United States as long as our lives can be snuffed out in an instant. The right of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, it's not a right, it's an illusion when they can all be taken away by people who have a grudge or have some reason to go after us. And today we're also plagued by racism, by anti-Semitism, by racial animus against Asians. These plagues threaten all of us. None of us can be free until all are free and all people are valued. My friends, there are so many plagues that afflict us today, but the worst plague of all is the plague of intolerance and the plague of indifference. Indifference which allows us to just go on blithely ignoring the problems that other people have. And as Pharaoh experienced, when you ignore others, when your heart is hardened, eventually it comes back to destroy you. And we see that all the time. And so I hope, my friends, on this Passover, that we will recognize that Moses was great because he left the comfort zone of the palace to side with the slaves. He did not reach the promised land, but he was fulfilled and joyous throughout his life because he knew that he was on his way towards that land and was helping his people get there. We stand on the shoulders of our ancestors as we commemorated Yizkor and read the names of those who have passed on before us and thought of our parents and grandparents. Let us recognize that we are part of an ongoing thousand-year, multi-thousand-year journey. The journey from who we are to who we could be. The journey from what the world is today to what the world could become. The journey from the problems and the plagues and the indoctrination and the slavery that we experience today and the dreams of our prophets and sages. Let us help humanity move towards the day when all pandemics and all viruses will end and the Jewish ideals of a world brimming with brotherhood, joyous with justice, shimmering with shalom, will be a little bit closer to fruition because we and the Jewish people today, at this inflection point of history, as we emerge towards the freedom from this pandemic, as we work together, even with people of different denominations of Judaism and different religions and different political parties, as we all work together and realize this is not a battle between right versus left. It's a battle between right versus wrong. Let us side with the right, and let us also engage in dialogue, respectful dialogue with people of all stripes and persuasions, so that we can work together to achieve that world dreamed of by our ancestors, a world of harmony and of peace. Amen.
הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
on Passover, as well as the other pilgrim festivals of Shavuot and Sukkot, we include Yizkor, prayers for our dear departed. We remember their love and their guidance, not just as a mental exercise, not just to engage in reminiscences about our loved ones. We remember the past in order to create a better future. That is what they hoped for. Our loved ones would not want us to sit around lamenting their passing. Rather, they would want us to rejoice in the love that they shared with us. And also, they would want us to see ourselves through their eyes of love and with all the potential that they saw in us being realized. The best way to honor our parents and our loved ones is to live up to the potential that they saw in us and to allow all their love, their kindness, their goodness to live on through us. In that vein, let us continue now with the reading of the Kaddish. Yiskedal v'yiskedash Shemei Rabbah, v'yolma divrach ruseh v'yamlich malchuseh, v'chayachon u'vyomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol beis Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mivorach l'olam ulmei ulmaya, Yisbarach v'yistabach v'yispo'ah v'yischomam v'yisnaseh v'yisadar v'yishalev v'yisalal Shemei l'kedusha v'rechu. By the way, my friends, these adjectives describing this creative power in the universe describes it as awesome, powerful, magnificent, greater than anything. Whatever we call this power, if we call it Adonai, Adonai, Adoshem, I don't know, there is a great creative power at work, and the Kaddish is giving thanks for that power. Tush b'chasa v'nechamasa, da'am yachon b'yoma v'yimru amen, yehesh lama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace and comfort bring peace and comfort to all who mourn. And let us say, Amen. And now, my friends, I would also like to share a modern version of the 23rd Psalm. The world is my treasure, I shall not want. I give thanks for green pastures that provide our daily bread. I rejoice in the sacred waters of ocean, rivers, lakes, and streams, the source of life, and seek to restore their purity. I seek the spiritual path and the peace of a good name for my parents' sake. Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of mortality, I shall fear no evil. For reason and love they comfort me, so I have no need of false gods. My enemies are defeated when I make them my friends. My mind is anointed with reason, my Yiddish cup runneth over with emet. Surely I shall pursue kindness and mercy all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the abode of love and peace forever. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom and happy Passover to you. Thank you for joining in on our special service and celebration today. We very much appreciate you and your being here. Thank you also to Rabbi Barry, Rose Lopater, Andy Sussman, and Arnie Pickles for all they do to create the best Shabbat services for us week after week. We hope that you're enjoying what Lador Va-Dor has to offer, an enlightened, rational, and socially conscious approach to Judaism and Jewish spirituality, where we wish to unite all Jews as one. Join with Lador Va-Dor as we build this Judaism of tomorrow today. We'd love for you to be a part of this exciting venture and part of the Lador Va-Dor family. Lador Va-Dor is brimming with activity. Next Friday, Shabbat of April 9th, will include a very meaningful Holocaust Remembrance Yom HaShoah service for you. And the Shabbat of April 16th will include our celebration of Israel's independence. We will also hold our Shabbat outdoors on Saturday morning, April 17th at 10 a.m. That's a refreshing and exciting addition because we're in person, not only celebrating Shabbat and Israel's independence, but also Earth Day. So we hope to see you on April 17th in person. We hold a beautiful discussion each Tuesday evening on Zoom at 7 p.m. with two rabbis, Rabbi Barry Silver and our guest Orthodox Rabbi Zvi Kahn. We're so pleased to have Rabbi Kahn each week. They provide interesting insight into the Torah and other topics from their two viewpoints. On Saturday, April 10th, also on Zoom, we'll offer our monthly Jewish film night at 7 p.m. Please check out our Lador Va-Dor website, our Facebook page, and our email newsletters for more information about these programs and more, and all that Lador Va-Dor has to offer. We hope that you'll choose to become a part of our Lador Va-Dor Mishpacha, and that we get to see you on a regular basis. We invite you to join in on our Oneg Shabbat Zoom and Schmooze tonight at 8 p.m. when we get to see and chat with each other and continue our celebration of Shabbat and Passover together as a congregation. Be a part of the music, the fun, the song, the conversation, and the joy. Hope to see you then. We hope that you're having a beautiful Pesach and that your Shabbat will be spectacular. Wishing you all Shabbat Shalom and Chag Pesach Sameach with love from Lador Va-Dor. Enjoy the holidays.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom v'yasem lecha shalom. Simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, yehelanu, 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 ulecho Yisrael, yehelanu, yehelanu, ulecho Yisrael.
was in Egypt land. Let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. Let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות, מכל הלילות, שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה, חמץ ומצה. הלילה הזה כולו מצה, הלילה הזה כולו מצה. פרעה במצרים, במצרים עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין. עבדים היינו, אתה בני חורין, בני חורין. אתה בני חורין, בני חורין. אכלו אבטנה בערה דמצרים, בערה דמצרים. כל דכפין יתה ויכול, כל דצריך יתה ויפצח. השבתה האחר לשנה מצרים דיינו, 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 Zabina babi trezus echad gadya, echad gadya. Ve'ata kadosh baruch hu b'shalach malchamavet, yeshachal l'shochet, yeshachal l'torah, deshatta l'maya, dechava l'nura, desaraf l'chutra, dehikal l'chalba, denashach l'shunra, deyachla l'gadya. Zabina babi trezus echad